Fallen viewers, and welcome to the Playroom. Today, we're doing a double review with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snowjob and Snow Serpent. Now, before we begin, if you're liking the content I'm putting out, do leave a like, do leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. And if you're in a position to financially help the channel, then you can do so on my Patreon. Link to it in the description below. With that out of the way, let's take a look at Snowjob first. It is really nice to see we're getting special mission groups for this line instead of just normal soldiers. So I'm happy that we're seeing Arctic guys, bring on the desert guys, just bring on all kinds of environment. We need some more water guys too, so yeah. But for the first dip in the toes of the Arctic, this is really well done. While the whole sculpt is cast in white plastic, there is some nice light gray paintwork and some dark gray on the zippers that really break up the sculpt and shine off the details that are within. The straps and belts are really nice. They're decked out in a light brown, almost milk chocolate kind of color, and it really complements the figure well. The boots, while they are not exactly black, they're more of a gunmetal matte gray, do complement it as well. I love the aesthetic of this figure. Everything feels right for an Arctic trooper. It doesn't feel god awful with the colors. I think they did a really good job picking the color scheme for this. And then that head sculpt. I love the rugged look that we have for Snowjob. From what I remember watching the show, it fits the character kind of thing, and I think it's really well done. It kind of gives me a Chuck Norris vibe. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it does. But I think it's really well done, and I'm super happy to keep getting these awesome head sculpts. Now, the articulation is a bit limited due to the chunkiness of the winter gear, but in real life, winter gear does kind of get in the way of the movements. You can't look me in the eye and say that that's wrong, because you know it to be true. But still, for what we get with the articulation, it's great. So starting with the head, we have the tried and true ball joint at the head and at the base of the neck, which gives some nice rotation. His arms can do a full 360 and go up about a little over 90. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed arm, and an up and down on the hand, and that goes for both of them. His butterfly joints are a bit tight on mine, or they're just not that poseable. I don't know, but still, beware if yours are really tight not to break it. For the chest, he has a ball joint right below the pecs, and then he has a ball joint at the waist, so you get some nice posability there. The legs can kick forward a little bit. That rubber overlay gets in the way of that, and can go back not so much. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got a double knee bend, which is a little tight on mine, and a swivel at the boot, which is really tight on mine, as well as the feet can go up, down, and a lovely ankle pivot. The posability on this guy, like I said, is a bit limited, but for what's there, he can still pull off some great poses, especially with his accessories. Man, another deluxe release that really hits the mark with the accessories. I am super happy that Hasbro gives us a tremendous amount of accessories to warrant the deluxe price point. This is just awesome. So thank you, G.I. Joe team. Thank you, Hasbro. You guys are killing it with this line. Keep it up. So first off with the accessory, he does have an alternate head and hood piece, so he can have his hood up kind of thing. He does come with a pair of goggles, and they are very nicely sculpted, and they can either go on top of his head or over his eyes, though if you keep them on top of the head too much, they will get overstretched, as mine did. But I like exposing my guy's entirety of the face, so I can get over that. Plus, it was my fault anyway. He's got a pistol, as well as a very nicely sculpted sniper rifle. He has a huge backpack that can hold his skis and the ski poles, which I love that fact. It can also hold the sniper rifle. And then he's got some snowshoes. So pretty much everything on this guy, with the exception of the alternate head and collar piece, can be stored on this figure. I love that. This is a really well done deluxe, and I just cannot highly recommend it enough. It's really well done. But don't think Cobra's gonna take this awesome deluxe lying down. No, 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 no. Instead, they had to give us their own awesome deluxe. Enter the Snow Serpent, and the main reason why this became a double figure review. Because the Snow Serpent and Snowjob pretty much share the same underlying sculpt. You can see that on the biceps, the legs, the torso a bit. It does share a lot of the same features, but there's plenty of new stuff to differentiate it, such as fur on the wrist, on the shoulders, right at the collar, new head, new hands, and yeah, they did a really good job differentiating all the detail work, and you can definitely see that with the vest and holsters done in a very nice dark navy blue. I think it complements the color of the white very well. And that head sculpt, I like the little goggle things we got underneath. The brown was a nice touch to differentiate it from the rest of the suit, so I think this is really well done. The fur, the texture of it is very lovely. It's done in a very nice cream ice white, and I think there's some dry brushing on it. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments on what you think on that. But still, I love it. I loved the little details we see on it, such as the Snow Serpent's emblem on the right arm and the Cobra logo on the left. It is really well done and nice, cleanly printed. There is a lot to love about this deluxe release. Now, the articulation is the exact same on this guy as it is on Snowjob. So from what I showed you of Snowjob, he can do the exact same thing. He just has a bit more free range in the legs because he doesn't have that big of a chunky waist piece. For the accessories, I think they're really well done, and I do think you get more out of it considering this guy is meant to be a troop builder. So starting with the weaponry, it is repeat usage that we saw from the Valkyries with the pistols, the SMG, and the assault rifle, but that's fine. They still look great with it. He's got the rocket launcher and missile pack, as well as 4 rockets, which we've seen from Bazooka, so they do shop from the same retailer, I guess. Still, I like the new colors they gave it. It is very well done. And then he's got some new parts. Now, the snowshoes you think would be reused from Snowjob. They're not. They are different. Slightly. The edging at the back is different. So there's that. He's got a wolf's head and like a friggin' cape made out of the wolf skin. So he just became #1 on Timber's shit list. And then he's got a snowboard, which what is this? The 90s where he's gotta be extreme? This is just so freaking cheesy. I love it though. For as cheesy as the idea of a trooper sliding down on a bloody snowboard. I love it. I love the little Arctic camo they gave it. The symbols are great. It's very nicely done. I just really like it. I think it's funny though, but I like it. He's got a pair of goggles that can go over his goggles, so a little goggle inception, I guess. And then he's got this knife, which this is the most out of place piece. Don't get me wrong, plenty of troop builders have come with knives. The thing is, they've always had places for them. This guy does not. I cannot for the life of me figure out where the knife is supposed to go. So yeah, this inclusion is just bizarre. Like, if you guys could figure out where it's supposed to go, do let me know down in the comments. But still, it's just a weird piece to include with no room for it, but whatever, I guess. But with so many accessories, it's really a great way to differentiate different Snow Serpents. If you're going to make a platoon or a squad of these guys, you can make each one different in their own unique way. So I love that fact. Like, they're just knocking it out of the park with these army builders. Now for comparison, starting with the Snow Serpent, here he is with Cobra Commander and Baroness. Here he is with the Arctic Bat, which they look really good together. And then for Snowjob, here he is next to Snake Eyes and Agent Helix. Overall, these two deluxes are really well done. I love the amount of detail that is in it. I love the accessories that come with it. These are two really well done releases. Yes, the articulation isn't as top tier as the others, but when you're dealing with someone wearing winter clothing, you're gonna be limited. So do keep that in mind. But still, if you want that Arctic Trooper itch scratched, these guys cannot be beat in that department. They are very well done. But what do you guys think? Did you get these guys, or did you pass on them? Or are you indecisive? Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're there, you can check out my Twitter for updates and my Instagram for future toy photography. Link to both in the description down below. And like I said at the beginning, if you're in a position to help the channel out financially, you could do so at my Patreon. A link to it in the description below. And that's it. Fallout viewers.